everyone, this is Priyasha from XAT, and in this video we'll be discussing some quant tips and targets which you have to follow to crack XAT. Okay, this is the workshop number 5 if I'm not wrong, and in this video we won't be doing any questions, so let me just tell you in the beginning itself, along with the fact that in this video we'll be discussing the absolute strategy of cracking XAT in 30 days with the entire quant preparation, and I would be telling you what I personally did to, just make sure that I'm able to not only clear the cutoff but also make a decent score there so that I can maximize my score over there as well. Because there are certain things which are different for different people, and I'll be discussing that only in this video. Okay, I'll just give you a quick view of what I'm going to share down there. So all of this will be available. Just have some patience. Okay, I'll go in a flow right now. So, yes, just to remind you that if you're new to this channel, then you're supposed to subscribe to the channel as well and share this video with more and more people. And towards the end, if you like this video, definitely like it as well. And then let's get started. So in this video, we are basically going to talk about how to deal with the quant topics and the DI being included in it. But don't worry, I'll be coming up with a separate workshop video on data interpretation where I'll exactly tell you which topics and which areas to focus on, what are the practice materials from where you will be practicing. And stay rest assured, you don't have to, just roam around and seek practice materials from here and there. You would get everything under one Telegram group, okay? And you know where it is. So the links will be there in the description box if you haven't joined it yet. Now, let's get started. So I've told this for the third time, I think. So pardon me for that, and I'm seriously going to get started this time. And I would tell you that firstly, when you talk about quant, I have seen many, like majority of the folks which are contacting me, they are genuinely afraid of quants. Okay, so it's not new. Okay, it's not unobvious, and it's not something which derails you from your track of cracking that. It's not true. क्वांट पर जब हम आते हैं तो ये काफी सच है कि बहुत लोग इसमें ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल नहीं है, तो अगर आप कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो, सो द बेस्ट थिंग इज टू रियलाइज द फैक्ट. प्रॉब्लम ये आती है कि कुछ percentage of audience do not realize the fact that they are not good in quants. If you are not good, realize the fact so that you can work accordingly. So I'll tell you a quick point right now, okay? Please understand that no one is forever good in quants or no one is forever bad at it as well. So I want you to go through that PYQ of 2021. I guess in the recent years, this year's quant DI was seriously tough. Like, yes, it was really challenging. And if you believe that you can do out of the 28 questions there, remove the DI questions, okay? Remove the DI questions, don't do the DI questions. Out of the pure quant questions, if you're able to do somewhere around, let's say, more than 7 to 8 questions correct, out of those given, let's say 19, 20 questions of pure quant, then you can call yourself fairly good in quants right now. So the amount of time you have to put in for this will can compromise at few point. Now, if you are ranging between somewhere between 4 to 7, so you can not 7 exactly, I should say, because 7 I've already included here. So let's say 4 to 6 if is your score in this ZAT 2021 PYQ, pure quant questions, then you can say you're moderately good enough in quants at this point of time for the next 30 days. Okay, I'm talking about. And if it's less than 4, then you know what to do, right? Of course, you know what to do. So over here, I just want to tell you that you have to spend every day some hours if you are falling in the second or the third category, that is this and this category. The ones who are actually fairly well can also do quants on alternate days, but for the ones who believe that they are not so confident in the quant section, needs to pay at least 3 to 3 hours, at least 3 hours a day, minimum 3 hours. वरना इससे इससे कम में कोई बात नहीं हो सकती. Okay, don't come and ask me and bargain with me that tell me a plan in which I can do only 2 hours and then get the desired result. See, if you want to do it in 2 hours, you have to, back up your efficiency. We have learned it in time and work questions, right? Okay, so I'll be telling you what you have to do in these 3 hours. Let's say you have bare minimum time left with you and आप दिन में सिर्फ 3 hour ही दे सकते हो for the quant preparation. So let's discuss what should we do in this case. Okay, the first step, I'll be telling you 3 steps here. So please be very careful in what I'm going to do. This is what I used to do. Step number one, how to devote the first 1 hour. Okay, the first hour of the day, or let's say the first hour of practice for quant, is where you will be doing 10 to 20 questions of what? Let's say PYQ. So 10 to 20 questions of PYQ. Take any your paper, take the PYQ and do 10 to 20 whatever you can do, how much you can do, that depends on you. Now, why am I saying this? This is a range. Why? Minimum 10 is required and maximum can be any number. So what I want you to do is in PYQ, use the example trick. Now, those who haven't seen the video of example trick, please go and watch it. Search example trick, crack that, you will get it, or else use the QR sheet, guys. Please use the QRS sheet, quick revision sheet, right there in the description box. Okay, over there you will get the example trick, and over there, if just a small brief of what you have to do in the example trick, take a question. Let's say I came across a question where there was a cylinder and there was some information about a cone, and I was supposed to calculate the ratio of the radius 1 and the radius 2 of these two figures. Okay. Now, how will you make notes of this PYQ? This is very important. So everyone will listen to it very, very carefully. All right. The first thing which we will be doing here is we will identify which topic is it belonging to. Number one, I'll tell you what are the uses of doing this, but this is how you have to get started. What topic does it belong to? Number one. Number two, you will read the question yourself. Don't worry if you can't solve it. That's not at all required in the example trick. What you have to do after identifying the topic is to identify or note the approach they have taken to solve this question. That means while solving this question, they must have equated the volumes of the two figures and they must have written the formulas for those volumes. So that is the approach which you noted down. Okay. And then also note down any additional data you get there. Additional data like formulas which you get to know from there. Okay, the formula of volume is this. The formula of square is this, things like that. Okay, you get to know some formulas, you note down them. Now, the last and the most essential step is calculate yourself. Okay, calculate yourself. This is the most important thing because only this will help you to overcome the fear of numbers. आप लोगों को पता भी नहीं है कि आप लोगों में से 90% लोगों को सिर्फ नंबर्स को कैलकुलेट करने में फियर है. उन्हें बस उस नंबर्स को कैलकुलेट करने में आलस आता है और ये सच है. ये मेरे साथ हो चुका है. आई नो दिस and I can confront this and shout and tell this thing to anyone that you don't accept the fact, but this is the fact. जो कहते हैं कि उन्हें quants पसंद नहीं है या वो quants में weak है, 90% of the problem will be solved if you start calculating all the questions by yourself, looking at the answer, looking at the answer. Yes, you heard me right. So start calculating it by yourself. For example, if the formula is pi r square h, then please take pi as 22 by 7 or 3.14, whatever it is, whatever will be required in the question. Multiply with the given area. Let's say कुछ जरूरी नहीं है आपका r हमेशा multiple of 7 हो. Let's say it is 10 into 10 into height is 6. Do the calculation. पीछे मत हटाओ अपने हाथों को. Do the calculation. And these are the 4 things you are going to do for every question. Now, in the initial few days, you will be taking around 3 minutes to go through every question, which is fairly acceptable. But later on, after 4 5 days, you will realize that your speed has increased, and in this 1 hour, you are able to do more number of questions. इससे फायदा क्या होगा in 4 steps से? This I am going to tell you towards the end. Okay. So the second step, after you finish 1 hour doing the PYQ questions and noting down the topic, approach, additional data, and the calculation, you would move to the second section, which is the section of your daily practice. So here comes your daily targets. Okay, how are you going to achieve it and from where are you going to do it? You know somewhere, right? So come to the group, come to the Telegram group. I'll show you and I'll tell you where you will get all of this. Okay. I have just named the topic so that you can take a screenshot and keep it safe with you somewhere and just refer to the material every day. Now, material is too vast, remember. Okay. Material बहुत vast है. But ये material को cover कैसे करना है and what will be the essential thing? So again, let me very frankly tell you, अगर आप अरुण शर्मा की बुक फॉलो कर रहे हैं तो उनकी बुक से आपको एलओडी 1 एंड एग्जाम्पल्स ही काफी है जैट का क्वांट क्लियर करने के लिए एंड आई एम रिपीटेडली सेइंग दिस थिंग विथ फुल कॉन्फिडेंस होता है कई बार क्वेश्चंस डिफिकल्ट आते हैं बट अगर आप एलओडी 1 के क्वेश्चंस को खुद से कर सक रहे हो दैट मीन्स आपको कॉन्सेप्ट पता है और अगर आपको कॉन्सेप्ट पता है तो थोड़ा कहीं डिवाइड करने बोलेगा थोड़ा कहीं मल्टीप्लाई करने बोलेगा आप कर लोगे दैट इज अचीवेबल okay so if you are following Arun Sharma sir's book please go and go to examples and LOD1, more than enough for quant of all these topics. And if you are referring to what I will be giving you in the Telegram group, then yes, here is your day. Now, how are you going to move about with it? What exact topics you have to do? You have to just go through the theory given in that topic. You have to go through after the theory you have to do examples and there are plenty examples okay like more than 30 examples so go through the examples and lastly there will be some concept questions concept review questions or something like that you can also go through them if you wish to otherwise you can skip this and you can go to exercise A okay anyone or both depending upon how much time you have okay but these two are must and any one of them will also work okay now try to follow what you have to do and for how long you have to do so minimum 1.5 hour is the requirement here minimum 1.5 hour is the requirement here to cover these topics it's very less but at least it will give you an idea of every topic प्रॉब्लम कहाँ होती है लॉग का क्वेश्चन आता है और आपको लॉग के फॉर्मूलाज ही नहीं पता प्रॉब्लम यहाँ है हो सकता था कि आपने लॉग एक बार भी पढ़ा हो और आपको थोड़ा सा भी याद हो कि मल्टीप्लाइड रहता है तो पावर ऐड हो जाता है एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट so you could have at least worked something done something and made an educated guess at least जिसकी probability of getting correct would be much higher than your probability of getting wrong so that's why minimum is 1.5 hours maximum is anything you can give okay now what you will be doing theory examples either the concept questions or the exercise A. The first 20 questions will also be enough. Okay, 10 to 20 questions of exam exercise will also be enough. Now, please see the way I have divided things. I know that this video will be released on 3rd. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, I have given you 3 topics. Then I have taken a recall break. What do you understand by recall break? Recall break is basically all the topics you have learned before that. You will just go back and practice more on all of them. That means suppose let's say you have completed theory and example of ratio and proportion and some questions of exercise A why not go and do the remaining questions of exercise A or go and do the exercise B? Okay, do it like that and just take up 10 questions from the previous days and try to solve it in that 3rd day or the 4th day when you have the recall break. This will be helping you to constantly revise the concepts you have already studied. Okay, similarly, we have another recall break, but this time you see the number of chapters I have added before the break is slightly more than the before one. And the reason is your efficiency will start increasing once you start following this pattern. All right. So we will see that now in this recall break, 70% attention will be given to this questions and 30% attention will be given to this question. Okay. And the same thing will repeat down. You have an entire geometry, mensuration, coordinate geometry and trigonometry till here. So you would be making a recall paper, like you would be practicing, let's say if you are practicing 10 questions, you'll be practicing 7 questions from here and then the remaining 3 questions from any topic which you have learned in the previous 2 weeks. Okay. And this is the process which we will be following for all the other things. I have a very common question that number system is important or not. Don't go by the websites which say that last year number system से 7 questions आए थे. What they do is when they don't realize anything about what to place the topic in, they tell it number system. जैसे logarithm का अलग कॉलम बनाए बिना दे विल जस्ट टेल यू नंबर सिस्टम से ये था ये क्वेश्चन. तो इस तरह से नहीं है. नंबर सिस्टम में वेटेज है बट उतनी भी ज्यादा नहीं है. सो इफ यू आर वेरी टेरिफाइड एट नंबर सिस्टम, गिव इट 2 days. एंड इफ यू स्टिल बिलीव दैट ये मेरे बस की बात नहीं है, एग्जाम में छोड़ देना, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. ओके, बट एटलीस्ट यू शुड नो. क्या पता कि आप जिस टॉपिक के लिए श्योर हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई ऑलरेडी गिवन दिस एग्जाम्पल बिफोर. ओके, I know a person who was super excited and very confident about TSD. उसे लगता था कि वो टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस का हर क्वेश्चन बना सकता है लाइफ में. बट द प्रॉब्लम वाज दैट ड्यूरिंग द एग्जामिनेशन डे कुछ तो नहीं काम किया and he was not able to do it. Okay, that led to a separate level of mental illness. उसको तो छोड़ दो. But then it actually went in the wrong direction because imagine कि नंबर सिस्टम से एक बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन आ गया, लाइक जरूरत से इजी क्वेश्चन आ गया एंड एक फॉर्मूला के हेल्प से बनने वाला क्वेश्चन आ गया, लेकिन आपने उस फॉर्मूला को कभी लाइफ में नहीं देखा, तो क्या फायदा. इसीलिए गिव इट 2 days, लुक एट द फॉर्मूलाज. What if आपकी किस्मत साथ दे दे and you just get a very easy question. Okay, we'll do the same thing. Recall, and at the end I have kept 4 practice sheets. I'll be providing you the practice sheets in the Telegram. Okay, Telegram group, and I have also kept it as buffer. So हो सकता है कि बीच में आपको कहीं पर जाना पड़े, कोई काम पड़ जाए, एग्जाम्स हो गए आप लोगों के स्नैप वगैरह के. तो इन केसेस के लिए you can take those buffer days in which you will not be practicing quant. But see, it's quite illogical to say this because every MBA entrance examination has some weightage of quant. So quant तो practice आपको हर एग्जाम के लिए करनी है. और ये जो चीज है ये आपको हर एग्जाम में काम आएगी. इट्स नॉट दैट आपने ये पढ़ लिया तो अब ये बस जैट में ही काम आएगी और स्नैप के एग्जाम में काम नहीं आएगी. सो प्लीज डोंट थिंक लाइक दैट. ऑल राइट. Okay, now the video is not over, guys. Okay, why am I saying this? Because that was the second thing which we did, the daily targets. The second thing was the daily targets in which I wanted you to put in at least 1.5 hours in a day, not less than that. Okay, this is at least. Now the third thing which I want you to do is very essential. Now, this is where you will use all the notes you have prepared in the first hour of the day. Towards the end of the day, I'm also telling you the time at which you have to do it. Towards the end of the day, you are supposed to have a recall session. पढ़ना जितना जरूरी नहीं है उससे ज्यादा recall करना है. Okay, this is what I did and I want you people also to do the same. Recall session. What we will do in the recall session, go back to our notes. हम अपने notes में वापस जाएंगे. We will see the topics which we have done in the PYQs. Let's say I did 5 different topics. Okay. I will go back to my practice material जहां से मैंने daily targets कर रही थी मैं, my practice material. I'll go back to my practice material and I will go through the reading part of those 5 topics which I learned in the PYQ. Again, हो सकता है कि आज आपके daily target के हिसाब से आपने वो topic नहीं पढ़ा हो, but just I don't want you to solve anything. I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to spend 30 to 45 minutes in this process जहां आप थ्योरी और एग्जाम्पल्स पढ़ोगे उन PYQ से रिलेटेड और बार बार पढ़ोगे. It is obvious that in the next day when you will be solving another set of PYQs, 3 to 4 topics will overlap. It's fine. You will again go towards the end of the day and you will reread what? You will reread the theory and the examples. सारे examples की जरूरत नहीं है, जितने भी examples आप पढ़ पाओ in the given point of time. बार बार हर दिन वापस से जा जाकर आप उसी थ्योरी को पढ़ते रहोगे तो क्या आपको लगता है कि आप भूल जाओगे इसे? पॉसिबल ही नहीं है सर, पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. ऑल राइट, so try and understand this. This is the most essential, as I told you in the beginning of the video itself, कि the third part is actually the most essential thing to be done in the entire day's process. And I'm 100% sure that if you are strictly, seriously, and fully dedicatedly do this ritual, this is actually a ritual for quants. No one can stop you. Clearing cutoff is a secondary thing. Now you will be maximizing your score in quant, sir. Okay. So go and please utilize these steps. I hope it will be helpful for all of you. Do let me know in the comment section. And yes, please take care of yourself. Like this video and share it, guys. Share it with more and more number of people individually, in groups, and whatever way possible. I really want to reach more number of people and tell them that you really did not spend thousands and thousands of bucks for all these stuff. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.